Hello, Carl here with today's Sustainability Theory News. Lead story over at Urban Organic Gardener is a great infographic on how to get rid of common garden pests. First, it shows you how to identify them and how to identify them by the damage, which you'll often see the damage of the bugs first before you ever see the bugs. And then it goes on to the plants you can use to deter the bugs, and then common household items you can use to help repel the bugs once they're already there. Next story over at the National Sustainable Agriculture Coalition. More funding available for fruits and veggies through the Specialty Crop Grant. It also talks about how there's 26 million in funding for farmers market and local food promotion. So if you're a small farmer looking for a grant, go ahead and check it out. I haven't looked at the requirements, but most times you need to have at least 1 to 3 years of experience to get a grant. Over at the Global Forum on Agricultural Research, another young agripreneur proposal, this one on groundnut oil and cakes. So this businesswoman has created a small groundnut industry where they take these nuts and ground them into oil. She has a capacity for 2 tons a day. She employs 2 young women and 2 young men, but they only are operating at 25% capacity because they do not have reliable electricity. But that just goes to show you that through some ingenuity, you can build a small industry based on a local commodity almost anywhere in the world. Another youth agripreneur proposal, this one on how to breed chickens for meat and eggs, as well as selling chicks and month-old hens. This one is, what interested me was this breed of chicken, the Kuroiler, and it grows to about 2 to 3 kilograms, and that's the hen, within 4 months. That's pretty respectable weight right there. Next story at the Biodiversity International, another yawn-inducing title from the academic papers, but basically it goes on to say that small and medium-sized farms do have credit constraints. There's more credit constraints for the medium-sized operations, probably because they ask for more money at more times, but the credit constraints hurt smaller operations more. I feel that a microfinancing option where could help them out, especially since in the developing world they pay back those loans at a 99% rate in most countries. Over at City Farmer News, neighbors won't be able to henpeck Edmonton, Alberta chicken owners after all. So looks like you can get a permit for a garden or a farm, but if you get the farm, the neighbors can turn it down or at least complain. But if you have between 3 to 5 hens, that falls under the urban garden zone. So neighbors can't just complain and get that permit taken away. It is what they would call permitted use. Over at YouTube, a video here, starting a spring garden. This guy has some good tips. As you can see in the corner here is 2 layers for a hoop house. This one's called floating garden row fabric. And, basically it's like that material that's underneath some bed springs. And then he has some painter's plastic on top. He says it gets you about 2 zones south of an environment. So a nice warmer environment. Planting seed tray. And he has a nice little homemade seedling waterer. Just a plastic bottle with some holes cut through the top so you don't flood away the seedlings. Last story over at Urban Gardens. This lamp grows plants in spaces without sunlight, also without water. Completely self-contained ecosystem, lit by LED lights, and humidity controlled in a sealed dome. Just leaches back down and feeds the roots of the plant. So it's a pretty impressive design. They claim it can go years without any human interaction. And this desktop version actually transfers electricity to the light through a coating on the glass. So that's pretty interesting. Well, that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and feel free to subscribe if you like what you heard. Have a good one.